You can't scale your process because you don't have one. And what you do have isn't documented. Here's the deal. I've got clients at 2, 3, 5, 7, 10 million in revenue. But I promise you this, if you want to get past the $2 million mark, you better have all this stuff in place. It's an impasse. You can leverage and make enough money 1 or 2 years consistently, but to move on to 3 and 4 and 5 million, it's not going to happen without these processes. If the vast majority aren't documented and someone else can own them and manage it, it's not going to happen. I was just talking to an MSP owner last week who lost a $10,000 a month client because a junior tech missed a critical step that was never documented. That was their wake-up call. And here's what's killing me. This guy's been working 60-hour weeks for 3 years, missing his kids' recitals, watching his marriage strain, all because everything lives in his head. Sound familiar? Look, you're not stuck because you lack of talent or tools. You're stuck because your head doesn't scale. And if you don't fix this, you'll be working those 60-hour weeks forever, watching your competitors blow past you. Point number 1, the $2 million death trap. Let me break this down for you. When you're small and you're a small organization, if you're the only one that knows how to do all of this stuff, you can't go work on the business. You have to stay working in the business. It's that simple. I see this pattern over and over. They hit that $2 million wall and they can't figure out why. They're working harder than ever. They got more clients than ever, but they're completely stuck. And you know what the difference is between the ones grinding at 2 million and the ones scaling to 10 million? Documentation, that's it. Think about it like building a house. You wouldn't build a house without blueprints, right? You wouldn't just tell your construction crew to figure it out and hope they all build the same thing. But that's exactly what you're doing with your MSP right now. Every tech is building their own version of the house, and you're wondering why nothing fits together. Here's what I mean. You don't have the processes documented. You don't have the statuses. You don't have the run guide. You don't have the flow of a technician's day, the flow of a ticket. Again, left to your own devices, right? I had one client tell me, Manny, it's all in my head and I'm the only one that knows how to do half of this stuff. I know it's bad, but who has the time? That's the trap right there. You think you don't have time to document, but you're actually wasting hours every single day because nothing's documented. And by the way, if you want my complete MSP documentation framework that shows you exactly how to document any process and how to do it fast, I've got a free resource at mannypalachuk.com/document a process. Check it out after this video. Point number 2, the invisible chaos killing your growth. Here's what nobody's talking about. You can't troubleshoot what you can't see, and you can't fix what you can't measure. It's that simple. Let me give you a perfect example. We pick out this list of statuses, and it seems like we keep misusing this one or something's wrong with it. You can't even have a conversation about it because, again, everybody's doing it a different way, or you haven't documented it. But if you document it, train everyone on it, make it live, start using it, you can increase the efficiency because you can go, turns out we've got a status that we don't need. Like every time we need to put it in that status, and whenever we do, it's always this scenario where at the end of the day, we end up pulling that ticket off and putting it somewhere else, like into sales, for whatever reason. So back to the numbers. When I was talking about the numbers, I was getting to the fact that you can figure out your average time on ticket. Then you go and find out all the tickets that take the most amount of time and attack the 3 that take the most amount of time and take the longest. Voila, you gain back X number of minutes, the same as with any other process. But here's the kicker. If you don't know where the problems are, if you haven't documented it and it's not instilled, you can't troubleshoot what you can't see and you can't fix it, right? One MSP owner on Reddit said it perfectly. We hit a wall at 10 techs. No one knew what anyone else was doing. We had to stop and write everything down, but by then it was chaos. That's the invisible chaos I'm talking about. It's killing your growth and you don't even see it happening until it's too late. When you bring on a new tech, there's no repeatability, no reproducibility, and definitely no ability to troubleshoot when things go wrong. You're basically rolling the dice every time you hire someone, hoping they'll magically figure out your undocumented system. Point number 3, the E-Myth reality you're working in, not on. I'm hoping you've all read the book, The E-Myth Revisited. It tells you that when you document your processes, it's what sets you free. If you're the only one that knows how to configure the PSA, handle escalation, and manage client relationships, you're not a CEO, you're the world's most expensive technician. And I get it. You started this business because you're good at technical stuff, but that's exactly what's keeping you trapped now. There's this thing I call the core competency matrix. You fill out the core competency matrix to figure out who knows what and who needs to learn what. Everything from configuration of the PSA to high-end networking competencies. Once you go to start training the techs on the skills that they need to learn, you're going to discover more processes that are not documented. So now you have a list of processes that don't exist, and then you go put those into place. All of those processes that you document, that you put into logical order, they're what set you free. One of the main reasons is when you're small and you're a small organization, if you're the only one that knows how to do all of this, you can't go work on the business You have to stay working in the business. That list, the group of knowledge-based items, basically, it's what frees you up to work on the business. It also allows you to ensure that when you bring on a new tech and train them, they're all trained up the same way. Now you have repeatability and reproducibility, but you also have the ability to troubleshoot because now you measure it, you can fix it. Think about it. You're probably missing your kids' events, working nights and weekends, all because you haven't taken the time to document what's in your head. You become the bottleneck. In your own business, every decision, every escalation, every complex ticket, it all has to go through you. That's not a business, that's a very expensive job with extra steps. Point number 4, the documentation framework that actually works. Now let me show you exactly how to fix it. First, you create a chart of accounts for documentation. List all the processes necessary to run your business. Next, list all the processes necessary to manage your clients' environments. It's basically all the things you need a written process for. Now indicate which you have a fully documented written process for and which you do not. I don't have a process for the flow of a ticket through the system. I don't have a process for a quality ticket, escalation procedure, client onboarding, technician daily routines. I don't have a process for ... Important safety tip. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. There are proven processes out there that you can get your hands on for free or very cheap. You just need to adapt them to your business. If you go look and see if the process exists in any form, anywhere, your incomplete documents folder, the internet, anywhere, pull it out, rebrand it, rewrite it, make it your own, and put it in that spot. Rinse and repeat. And when I say documented, I don't mean some 50-page manual nobody will read. I mean clear, simple, step-by-step processes that a new tech can follow on day one. Screenshots, checklists, decision trees, whatever makes it crystal clear. The efficiency gains are immediate. When MSPs invest in proper documentation, technicians can quickly access information, follow standardized procedures, and resolve issues promptly, leading to reduced downtime and increased productivity. We're talking about saving hours every single day. One of my clients implemented this framework, and within 90 days, they reduced their average ticket time by 23%. That's not a typo, 23%. They gained back almost a quarter of their day just by having clear, documented processes. So here's what we covered today. The $2 million wall isn't about market conditions or competition. It's about undocumented processes. You can't scale what only lives in your head. You can't troubleshoot what you can't see. And you definitely can't build a real business when you're the bottleneck for everything. You have two paths right in front of you. Keep being the bottleneck and stay stuck at 2 million, working those 60-hour weeks, missing your family events, watching your competitors scale past you, or document your way to freedom and join the MSP scaling to 10 million and beyond. The choice is yours, but I promise you this, if you want to get to the next level, you better have all this stuff in place. It's not optional, it's the price of admission to the big leagues, but documentation is just the foundation. Once you have the processes locked down, you need to know how to build the teams that can actually execute them without you. In my previous videos, I covered how you need to know the next 5 people you're going to hire and how to properly develop their learning and growth through employee roadmaps. Maybe now's a good time to tiptoe through the previous videos in this series to see what you've missed.